How's your money mindset? Are you making what you want to make? Are you living the life you want to live? Or are you living in scarcity? Last video, I talked about mindset in general. This week, I thought we would talk about our money mindset. As entrepreneurs, we can struggle with so many things in this area, whether it's a lack of abundance mindset, scarcity mode, fear of failure, fear of competition. All of these things really get in our heads sometimes when we're building a business, growing a business, leveling up. So it's really critical to take some time and ask yourself, how's my money mindset? I think a common one for many entrepreneurs is the fear of failure, which shows up in several different ways, but one of them is not charging enough. I work with a lot of real estate agents, and commission is always negotiable, and you can discuss this with whether a seller or a buyer. What commission do they want to pay? All of this. But you have to remember that it's your business and you have bills to pay and a business to run. So you also need to know what you are willing and not willing to work for. So that's a big one, especially with all the changes in our industry right now. Make sure you're charging what your time is worth and what your value is worth. It can show up in the service industry. It can show up in products. Anywhere you look in a business, people are charging a wide range of prices. And sometimes that really does come down to the owner's mindset and how they are viewing their value or their worth. So keep an eye on that in your own business this week and see where you're at and ask yourself, am I charging enough for my value, for my service, for my product, for what I am giving my customers and my clients? And if you're not, don't be afraid to raise those prices. It really is about first leveling up that mindset and then putting out that offering and seeing how people respond. It's amazing when you show up with confidence that you know your value and you know your worth. The customer or client will almost always respond of course, like they accept that. But if you're waffling and you're not sure and you're hemming and hawing and all over the place, they might not see that you are worth that amount of money. So try that out for yourself this week. Money mindset is so critical to get us where we want to go. So we've talked about some of the common issues around our money mindset, things like scarcity mode, things like fear of failure, things like fearing competition. And so we know what all those are. So the question is, what do we do about it? So one of the key things that I have had to do for my money mindset is, number one, discovering what my limiting belief really is. And I've done this really through taking a walk, thinking about it out loud, and then coming home and journaling it down. So I was able to dig into a lot of my childhood beliefs around money scarcity. I write an entire chapter on finances in my upcoming book. And let me tell you, when you read that story, you'll be like, okay, like I didn't just come from money. I grew up poor. It was a struggle. So I still have to battle some of those limiting beliefs from my childhood. So number one, discover those limiting beliefs that you may have in the back of your head that you may have been carrying around since childhood. And then the second step in that is writing out the truth. You know, do you live in a beautiful home that you love? Are you financially secure for the most part? Are you experience abundance in your life in other ways? It might not even be financially, but start to become aware of abundance in your life and bring up that gratitude for what you do have. That is a game changer. So that is the second step. So number one, write down the limiting belief. Number two, write out the truth, the evidence of the abundance in your life. And number three, write out some type of affirmation that helps you really enforce that and believe it. So that is what I have done in my own life. And you'll read more about that in my book as well. But it really has helped me. Don't get me wrong. There are still days where I'm like, oh my gosh, the world is falling apart. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have any money for anything. I will freak myself out. And then I have to dial it back and go, hang on, let's get real here. Let's write out the truth. Let's think about it and be grateful for all the blessings that I do have in my life. That usually causes things to turn around again for me. So give that a shot this week for yourself, for your business. Ask yourself where your money mindset is. Do a journaling practice to discover any self-limiting beliefs that you may be carrying around. Rewrite those with the truth and evidence of abundance that is in your life, and see if that changes how you value your worth and your service and your product and what you offer to your customers and clients. And I would love to hear about it. So please shoot me an email, DM me, whatever you like. I would really love to support you in this journey, because mindset is half the battle of an entrepreneur, my friends. I can tell you firsthand.